Okay, so today is probably going to be one of my most controversial and complicated videos because this is where, as a community, we decide where we stand when it comes to power scaling. Because when I floated this idea, and the reason I floated it is literally someone paid for this video to happen, so shout out to my member for donating for this video. But when I floated the idea, I was curious to see, what people thought of the matchup, what side they were on. The answer to me after research, kind of obvious, but just looking at it, seeing all the comments and quick responses, first of all, obviously, it's a matchup that has some draw to it, and I can definitely see why. Both are brilliant characters. Both are some of the most beloved in their verse and the craftiest in their verse, and they're also super edgy. So with that in mind, I get the appeal there, but I was shocked by the comments and the overwhelming leaning on one side. So I decided to go ahead and review Itachi versus Batman. I'm going to go over Itachi first. We're going to review the win cons for Itachi, and we are going to see if Batman has what it takes to even, respond to Itachi. If you like videos like this, analysis like this, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. If you like content similar to this, check the video description for the coffee shop members. These are fellow content creators that make amazing content. Definitely check them out. They're similar to my stuff, and I think you'll enjoy them. But anyway, let's go ahead and break down this matchup and decide once and for all who would win if these two iconic characters, one from comics, one from manga, were to clash. First up, let's look at Itachi. Who is Itachi? Itachi Uchiha is one of the most famous ninja in all of the Naruto verse. The older brother to Sasuke Uchiha, the main rival to the protagonist Naruto. When we look at Itachi, he's viewed, even in his verse, as one of the smartest characters to ever exist, and he's famously a member of the Akatsuki, which he joined after, quote, betraying the Leaf Village and assassinating his entire clan. Now, Akatsuki members, this is important, each one specifically are employed with the task of capturing Jinchuriki and tailed beasts. Thus, they should be up to par, and they have to be strong enough to do so. These tailed beasts have feats that put them anywhere from like country to continental, multi-continental. So you have to be able to be somewhat in that range to even capture them. One of the weaker Akatsuki members, Deidara, blew up a Three Tails, stating he did a vast majority of the work. So this is important because Itachi's way above. Sasuke was able to beat Deidara and casually blitzed him in hand-to-hand combat. Orochimaru says Sasuke was in a different league from Three Tails Naruto. Three-tailed cloak, that is, for those that don't know Naruto as much. There's several tailed beasts. And then Sasuke absorbs Orochimaru, becomes stronger. And this is important because Itachi goes on to fight Sasuke when he's near death because of ninja aids. And at any point in the fight, basically Itachi could have ended the fight. He was blatantly stronger than Sasuke even near death. The Sharingan allows the user precognition, and this is amplified when they develop the Mangekyo, which obviously Itachi has. Itachi's first Mangekyo ability is Tsukiyomi. It is one of the most strongest and potent genjutsu in Naruto. It is a mind hack that it can make you live out your whole life in like a picosecond, and can potentially one-shot with mind hacks. Amaterasu is his second ability. It spawns on whatever target his eye is focused on, and it burns until there is nothing left. It's also said to be almost as hot as the sun. He also has his massive Susanoo in case things go south. And this, of course, comes with some specific weapons that amp him. In particular, the Totsuka Blade and Yata Mirror. The Yata Mirror is stated to reflect all attacks, and the Totsuka Blade seals away the target and puts them in an eternal genjutsu if it cuts them. His Susanoo also has the Yasuka beads, which are essentially a massive grenade. He used these to destroy the Chibaku Tensei, and it was likely his strongest technique since he was like, yo, we have to use our strongest attack to overcome this. So yeah, that's Itachi scaling. Obviously, based on who he's beaten, who I've mentioned, he also should scale FTL. given he's dealt with characters that deal with light speed attacks and scale massively above lightning. So yeah, there we go for Itachi. Now, what are the arguments in this? What are the win cons? First up, could Itachi mind hacks Batman? Does Batman have an answer for the genjutsu? I'm going to review what Batman's resistances are to mind hacks, and y'all can decide what you think, but I'll also give my opinion each time we address a point. So, he, with no help, even like early on, was able to resist Poison Ivy, who can mind hacks even Superman. He can scramble his own thoughts endlessly to neg a telepath. He has been able to resist Starro, like blatantly, and rip him off his face. He has auto defenses against mind hacks. It resets his brain and can cause seizures if one should try to attack him and mind hacks him. He has resisted his neurons literally being manipulated during mind hacks, and it did nothing to him. Actually hurt the character trying to do it, and it was commented like, yo, that's a waste of time. He also, at one point, came into contact with a character called Synapse Kid. Synapse Kid went into a coma trying to mind hacks Batman. There's two different psyches within Batman, both of them with really good mind hacks resistances. One, of course, being Batman, and one being Bruce Wayne. Batman has also negged mind hacks that dropped everyone in the Justice League except himself and Martian Manhunter. Before you think this wasn't impressive or like it was random, this was Martian Manhunter's brother performing the mind hacks, and Batman was easily able to resist it. Manhunter says Nudge using mind hacks on Batman was an absolute waste. Nudge has literally been able to influence the minds of Green Lanterns who can resist telepathy with willpower, and Batman had better resistances. His personal despair and pain can be weaponized as a defense for mind hacks. He can also weaponize his own memories to overwhelm you. So like if you go into his mind and try to overwhelm him with memories or use his memories or access them, he can weaponize those to emotionally overwhelm you. He has resisted mind control that directly was shown literally right next to him, overwhelming Superman. He has also resisted mind hacks for 26 hours straight. So overall, those are the mind hacks resisted, some of them at least, that I could find, in the several hours before this. Just going through my old Batman stuff. So, yeah, I definitely would say Batman could resist any genjutsu Itachi's thrown his way. White Martians and Martians in general have massively above any telepathic feats shown in Naruto. It's not even close. Batman's trained. He can use willpower. He has specific techniques and abilities to negate mind hacks. He has complete awareness when he's being mind hacked. And he's just shown time and time again defending against mind hacks superior to Itachi's. And characters that are inferior to him in mind hacks, like they don't show the necessary power to usurp his defenses, they get overwhelmed and sometimes literally like start seizing up and get dropped. So Itachi might get hurt trying to play in old Brucey's head. So, I hopefully your boy Itachi avoids that route. In my opinion, genjutsu is a horrible idea for Itachi. But yeah, in my opinion, genjutsu and mind hacks are not a winning condition for Itachi. If you go look at Batman's history, definitely has faced way worse telepathically in mind hacks and casually negged it. Moving on. Biggest question I had going into this video. Does Batman have the AP? Does he have the stuff? Is he carrying around gear that can hurt Itachi? Because that's what, even if he can neg the mind hacks, right? He's got to be able to fight Itachi. He's got to be able to do something, not just survive. You're just delaying the inevitable at that point. So does he have any gear that can make an impact on Itachi? Let's review. So he has, this was funny, he has metahuman cuffs. These cuffs are important because literally he worked on the design with Mr. Miracle himself, a character who literally can escape traps set by gods, like concepts. And these were made to be unbreakable and Like, you can't escape them. Even Cheetah, who fights Wonder Woman on the regular, was held by them. His hook, grappling hook, when weaponized, actually can blast through parademons, which can fight members of the Justice League. His hooks have also one-shot Killer Croc, who's taken hits, multiple hits from King Shark. He has one-shot Metallo with an electric hook, as his grappling hooks can be electrocuted right away. His gel, or hardening gel, can actually, like, one-shot Black Canary, and she couldn't break through it with her voice. His area of effect for his gel has been shown to, like, almost immediately cover a massive skyscraper. So the material can definitely, easily, almost instantly cover something even as big as the Susanoo, for those that have a question about that. He has explosive blinding gel as well. If he aims for your eyes, it'll explode into your eyes. He has gear that'll allow him to make smoke clones. So, like, he could drop a smoke trap, and it produces Batman-looking clones in there that can distract you. His smoke as well can be weaponized to burn you, and it feels like it's burning your skin and insides. He can also blind Superman with tech he has as like a metahuman flashbang. This is consistent, as he has literally used the same tech on Dark Supergirl when she thought shit was sweet and tried to blitz him. She was like, yo, you're just a man. I'll literally kill you. I don't know why anyone hasn't like blitzed you and just killed you. And he said, bitch, I'm not just a man. I'm Batman, stupid. And she had to sit down with her goofy ass because she tried to blitz. So he definitely has tech for that. Spectre pulled up on him. He also used the technology to blind Spectre and get away. His explosives can bop Amazons pretty casually. His explosives also have one-tapped Killer Croc. He carries potent enough explosives to drop Doomsday clones. He's rocked damage as well, which is like DC's version of a Kmart Hulk. His explosives have wrecked constructs, constructs similar to Lantern constructs. He's hurt and briefly staggered and amped Superboy, not Superboy Prime for casuals that get carried away, Jonathan Kent. So it's very impressive. Jonathan Kent will beat the shit out of Itachi. His explosives that he typically carries hits harder than Superman's vision when used destructively. He can also knock back Superman in one of their first supposed encounters. His explosives in those situations are potent enough to at least knock him back. He can cut Gorilla Grodd with his batarangs. And also, for those questioning, oh, why doesn't he use these all the time? Dumb bitch. If he used these explosives all the time, like if he chose these weapons all the time, half of Gotham's underworld blows up. Like, instantly. Like, he's killing pretty much everybody. He doesn't want to do that. But when you're strong enough to handle it, he brings the heat, son. So, like, yeah, he's going to bring it out for big boys. Itachi's stronger than Penguin. Get the hell out of here. He's not going to use the same weaponry on the same class of characters. That's not how Batman operates. That's stupid. That's like expecting Michael Jordan to play a 3-year-old the way he plays another NBA player. It's not what happens. Batman uses his gear according to who he's fighting, because he's not brutal. Like, he's not trying to just slaughter people. If he was, comics would be way better. But he doesn't. So, besides that mini rant, that's just a brief explanation of why against certain characters he uses better gear. He does carry it. It's just he's not as pressed to use it against certain types. He's managed to cut Lobo before, that was casually beating up Red Lanterns in the same run. He took out an Amazo clone and can physically tear apart non-physical beings, or like non-tangible beings, with nth metal batarangs. He has KO toxins that can work on gods from Apocalypse. He has folded people with fear gas before. His lasers are on par with Lantern's AP, as he was literally shown cutting through something with Hal at the same time. His lasers have also been able to, or his tasers at least, momentarily hurt Superman. He does also possess cold attacks that are so potent they literally can freeze something that's not even tangible, which shouldn't be possible. His acid is special and can actually burn constructs that were created by Simon Baz, and we saw Baz's chest literally burning up and through the construct itself. He has been forced to go toe-to-toe with demonic Wonder Woman before with no prep, and managed to hold his own. So overall, in terms of does he have stuff that can hurt Itachi What do you guys think? Personally, I think he does. I think clearly if he can stagger Superman types, Kryptonians, with the gear he has, if he sees Itachi as a way stronger character, if he pulls out the Susanoo, that bitch is getting bombed. I'm sorry. He definitely has gear that I believe can hurt Itachi. So we got that question out of the way. That was my biggest question going into this. Like, does he even have anything that can hurt him? Especially the Susanoo? Yes, he does. If we were to assume the Yadamira literally negs any attack you throw its way, it's not a 360 defense. Batman can make it rain. The stuff he throws overhead, Yadamira would be forced to block, and if he does raise the Yadamira to block, Batman's blasting him in the chest with an explosive, okay? So, several ways that can go. But in my opinion, Batman does have gear, serious gear he carries around, that can indeed hurt Itachi. Now let's move on. Random encounters or encounters where he didn't really prep, right? He just got pulled up on. Let's see who Batman has fought and stood against and gone against, because we have to... Itachi is physically above him. Should be, right? At least for the most part. We got to figure out if Batman can still contend with him. Because obviously characters can contend with physically superior characters if skilled enough, or maybe as physically gifted in certain areas. So in terms of speed, I'm going to go over who he's reacted to and fought, and you let me know if you think he could react to Itachi. So, like I mentioned briefly, he's been able to react to demonic Wonder Woman, and he was literally with standard gear when he was doing this. He has swapped hands with Morgana Le Fay, the ancient witch bitch, and he pulled up on her, no prep, and was able to be fine. She can fight members of the Justice League. While suppressed, because he literally wasn't really remembering who he was able to defeat Vandal Savage, who is one of the more impressive, quote, street tiers from DC. He folded Artemis, who is one of the high-tier Amazonian warriors. He casually folded Hawk Girl in one-on-one combat because she was getting out of pocket. He has defeated a light construct user who was literally shown scrapping lanterns at the same time and mopped them. And obviously reacted and even blitzed at some points. He has countered an enraged Wonder Woman for several panels, which is insanely impressive. No way you think enraged Wonder Woman is slower than Itachi. If you do, comment down below because you're a real one. But if you if you don't, you're in the same boat as me. I don't see Itachi being faster than her. And the fact he was able to react for several panels and even tag her was crazy. He's taken down a monster of apocalyptic origin before. He has held off Essence in the Batcave, who should scale around Superman level. He also instantly used his stealth suit to evade, and he also took several hits from Essence himself and was okay. He folded a rookie Lantern pretty casually and was actually pissed off at Guy Gardner. He, on top of what feats he has performed before, in older comics, we've been informed that he should be faster now, and this is somewhat explained with Dionysium being one of the factors. The fact he was exposed to it has boosted his physicals. He's blatantly faster than Deadshot, who can shoot and pop speedsters, who are MFTL plus lowballed. He point blank has been able to evade Etrigan's Hellfire. Etrigan's someone who can tag Superman and Wonder Woman. He's evaded Lantern-type light constructs. He has reacted to Johnny Quick, who had to neg his sonic brain scramble in order to survive the psionic attack Batman threw his way. When Supergirl was pissed off, he was able to react to her and get out of the way when she was blowing everything up. He has off guard before evaded lasers. He's evaded and reacted to MFTL heat vision before. He's dodged Lantern Ring Blast, which can literally tag characters like Lobo. He's evaded damage. Like I said, he's the Kmart Hulk. He's easily snagged Impulse, who's a member or should be regarded at least somewhat of a speedster. And in Titans Year 1, he casually tagged Kid Flash. So, does Batman have the speed feats and encounters to keep up with Itachi? In my opinion, absolutely. These characters he's reacted to in the clutch, even when they were raging, have way better speed feats than Itachi. And that's the biggest problem for me here. Like I said, circling back to the beginning of the video. If you accept power scaling for what it is, you have to look at those feats I just presented you to for Batman and be like, yeah, he should easily react to Itachi. Now, if you want to argue, oh, no, Itachi low diffs Batman, why? Is it because Batman's, quote, street tier? What's street tier? He has stuff in his belt that consistently hurts Kryptonians. Are Kryptonians street tier? Because if they are, Itachi's below street tier. Okay? That's what it is. So if you think that way, I just believe that's wrong. In the end, if you support power scaling and if you look through history, you're gonna see Batman gets a lot more serious against higher tier foes and has plenty of feats that surpass what Itachi brings to the table that would allow him to take him down, especially if we're assuming Batman's trying to put him down too. I don't know why we would think he isn't. Genjutsu, definitely not an option for me. That's probably the most confident out of any of the categories I am for Batman is negging Genjutsu. Like, that definitely should not be on the table for anyone. If you look at the mind hacks he's negged in DC, that shit's not close. Itachi gets embarrassed in DC against those telepaths. Don't do that. But in the end, because of what he's accomplished throughout the years, the fact that Rebirth has really hammered home the fact that Batman carries around OD shit all the time. Batman's so paranoid, he literally thinks he's going to get jumped by Superman tier foes all the time. Just walking down the street. He's that paranoid. He keeps contingencies for that. So it should make sense that he carries stuff around that can hurt those types of characters. So in the end, because of the gear he does carry around, the fact he easily can react to Itachi. I'm not saying he blitzes and one-shots Itachi. I don't think he punches hard enough to one-shot Itachi or anything like that. Definitely, though, has the combat reactive speed to get out of the way of whatever Itachi's trying to throw at him. Even Amaterasu, there's no way... Like, we've seen Batman get hit by, heat vision before and Kryptonian vision and survive it. His suit take it. Amaterasu, at best, burns almost as hot as the sun. No way you think that burns hotter than Superman's vision or Kryptonian heat vision. If you do, respect your hustle as well. But I also... Personally, I don't think it would get him. I think he would be able to move as soon as he feels anything starting to materialize. He'll be able to get out the way. Worst case, it would get on his cowl, gets rid of his cowl. If it can even burn through his suit. I don't know if it could. But worst case, he throws off his helmet or cowl wherever it goes. But he's easily fast enough, kept up with characters way more impressive than Itachi, and has the gear to blow them apart just like he has the gear to blow apart Itachi. In the end, I don't see... I don't even see that big-ass Totsuka blade. Like I said, if the Susanoo comes out, I really see Batman pulling out the big gun explosives and putting in work on that big-ass Susanoo that just suddenly surprised him. He's not going to know what it is. It's just going to be massive, and it looks almost magic or divine in nature, and Batman's not going to play around with that. Tachi's not going to like when Batman stops playing around. I think he definitely has the firepower in his belt. He can neg any mind hacks Itachi throws his way. In the end, I definitely see Batman having what it takes to take down Itachi in a random encounter. If you ask me with power scaling, who wins if these two were to clash, who I'd put my money on, it's on Batman. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. A lot of y'all were kind of toxic arguing about this earlier, so keep it peaceful in the comments. Might respond to a few, but if it gets out of hand, I'll try to resist as best I can. Anyway, love y'all regardless. It's been your boy YFE, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.